Bailey, tonight you had a really good offensive game, but defensively you drew 3 charges, I believe. What was your defensive mindset like tonight?
Some days you just don't hit shots. In the first half, I didn't hit very many shots, and my defense was there. So I knew coming into the second half that I just had to keep it there, and hopefully it would spark my offense.
And then for both of you, what can you learn from a gritty, close win like this in non-conference?
It's definitely something we need to go through in non-conference because we are obviously in a very tough conference, and we're gonna face a lot of tough teams and adversity. So it's great that we're getting it now.
Yeah, like Ashley said, I love these games in non-conference. I think they're great for us. I think we need them. I think the better teams that you play, that's how you evaluate yourself and see where you are. So I think this was a really good game for us because UTSA is a really good team.
On defense, you're just always, going 100 miles an hour. Where do you get that energy from?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know. I think that just a big thing, and it's probably a big reason why Coach recruited me, is that I have pride, passion, and purpose. Like, that's just things that I embody in what I want to do and what I want to show on the court. One of my favorite compliments is that people love how hard I play, how passionate I look, like that they love my energy. Like, those are my favorite compliments. And I know that my team counts on that, and I'm like the energy a lot of the times, and I know that's what they need, so I try to give it every night.
Coach Bailey played almost the entire game tonight. What about her performance allowed you to keep her out there?
Just her toughness. I thought she really played beyond her years today. I thought that she had a composure about her. She was really competing. She was defending. I could just tell. I try to gauge them to see if they need a break, especially the way we press. And I just felt like in the first half I needed to get her just a breath, just for a few minutes. But in the second half, it never even entered my mind. Like, I didn't one time think I needed to get her out. And so sometimes I don't even know that how many minutes they play. But I thought she was extremely impressive tonight.
And what did UTSA do on the backboards that really gave y'all some problems, especially in the second half?
Yeah, they're a second half team. We knew this. We told our kids this. They just turn up the intensity and the aggressiveness in the second half. And I think, we knew that they were going to be very aggressive on the glass, and we were going to have a hard time keeping them off. And I think that just happened, right? I think that they were really aggressive, and we didn't do a great job of putting a body on somebody every time. But I did think that late in the game, we came up with some really big stops and some big rebounds that were the difference in allowing us to get a little bit of distance.
Coach, how valuable is a tight game like this where they really have to play until the clock runs out?
Yeah, it's huge, right? It's huge to have to go through adversity on the court. I love the fact that we were up 17 in the first half. I was surprised that we were up 17 in the first half. And, we lost a little of that momentum the last 2 minutes of the second quarter going into halftime. And I was disappointed with that because we've got to learn how to extend the lead and keep the momentum going into halftime. But, when they got within, 3? I don't know if it was 3 or maybe a little closer than that. That was it. I never had to call a timeout to keep us composed. I never had to call a timeout to stop the run. And that's what I think is huge learning lesson right now for these kids, because we're young on the court, and they're figuring out how to do that themselves, so that I can save some timeouts, but also so that they learn how to push through that adversity in the flow of the game. So really huge for us to have an intense game like that. It felt like a Big 12 game, and kudos to UTSA because they've got the size of the Big 12, and I think that they're really buying into what Coach Aston is doing there.
And when it was tight late, Jasmine Shavers had a couple of big buckets. What does it add to the team having, multiple options, especially late in a tight game when teams are probably looking at Bailey?
Yeah, we have to be able to spread the ball around, right? We definitely know that we have great depth and that we've got other options. And, at one point, I don't remember. I think it was in the third quarter. At one point, I glanced up at the board, and all of our starters had 8 points apiece, except for like one. And that's hard to defend. That's hard to scout when you've got your starters that can all get into double digits. But I thought Jazzy was really good late in the game. Some of the best decisions that she had made late in the game, and some big time shots that she made going to the basket. Like probably one of my favorite plays was Bailey and her running the back door late, because that wasn't drawn up. That wasn't something that we said, hey, look for this. That was them just playing basketball, and that's what we're trying to get to, is to where they can just read each other and have that chemistry on the court. So that was a really great play.
He touched on Bailey staying in most of the game. How important is it to have somebody with just that much endurance and longevity to play to the end, especially in a close game like tonight?
Yeah, you want competitors, right? I mean, I think if you recruit competitors, they want to be in the game late. They want to be in the game as long as they can, and really, when it gets that point in the game, you don't see them getting tired if they're really competing. Like, you get lost in the moment. And I love that about Bailey, because she's just West Texas tough. I mean, that's why we recruited her. That's why we signed her. I think, that's what she brings to the table. And she's bleeding that into the rest of our girls as well. I thought we had a lot of kids that really fought through and were tired and exhausted and continued to play defense, which is huge for us. And we took care of the basketball late, which I thought was big.